The first thing you notice about MurrayTinkelman, who's right here if you've noticed him, first thing I noticed when he arrived at the Society of Illustrators Education Conference is the respect he receives from all the artists and teachers. Everyone's aware that Murray has taught many of the best illustrators in the nation. He is also an award-winning illustrator who has written and illustrated numerous books, among them Cowgirl, and understand that he is actually a member of the Rodeo Society, so he's done authentic research. And he tells me he's the only Jewish member of the Rodeo Society. He's brave. A book called Who Says Who, and many, many more. His baseball drawings have been featured at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. In 1999, he was awarded the Distinguished Educators Award by the Society of Illustrators. In this June, he will be inducted into the Illustrators Hall of Fame with such people as Sir Arthur Rackham, Charles Schulz, the who's who of illustrators. And he will inhabit a place there with great dignity and desert. Murray is a gold medal winner awarded to him by the Society of Illustrators. He's published in the New York Times, Washington Post, Atlantic Monthly. Murray now is the director of the best graduate program in the nation for illustrators at the Hartford Art School. This is a limited residency program which continues to educate illustrators, including professors who are presently working at Kendall. So he's teaching our teachers. Murray and his wife Carol are considered the first family of illustrators. Murray and Carol I think is sitting right down there, have been friends of Kendall for many years. Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris State University is proud to bestow upon MurrayTinkelman the degree of Honorary Doctor of Arts. Please come forward.
So little to say and so much time to say it. My wife and I dined at a Chinese restaurant a few weeks ago, and at the meal's end, I opened a fortune cookie. This wonderful and most touching honor that I'm receiving today shows how prophetic fortune cookies are. It read, "You have exceeded what was expected." Of course, that could have been written by Mrs. Watson, my junior high school art teacher, who shall remain nameless, or any number of art directors that never gave me an assignment, or my parents, who, if they were still with us, would probably say, "Are you sure they're giving this to the right person?" But fortune cookies aside, let me tell you about the three people who had the greatest impact on my alleged career. The first was Jerry Iger, who owned the studio where in 1951 I had my first staff job as an artist, which was inking backgrounds for Sheena, Queen of the Jungle comics. They never trusted me to actually work on Sheena herself. I just did chimps and trees and vines. Jerry fired me after 2 months. And in retrospect, it wasn't only my lack of ability as much as my snotty attitude and big mouth. The next major figure I came across was a man named Harry Lepeau, who owned a marvelous package design studio. I lasted 2 weeks. You guessed it, I was fired. I found out early that a better attitude wasn't enough. I just stunk at package design. Number 3 was Betty Fike, a lovely lady. I really had a crush on her, too. The assistant art director of Every Woman's Magazine. Dear Betty took me out for coffee one morning, smiled sweetly, and told me I was fired. I guess I was not cut out to be a magazine designer either. Aside from being fired from 3 or 4 consecutive jobs, I realized I only had 3 things standing in the way of becoming a successful illustrator. I couldn't draw, I couldn't paint, and I was colorblind. Now, what does this mean to you, students? You're graduating from one of the finest art schools I've ever had the pleasure of visiting. I am familiar with the excellent work of the students. I'm also familiar with the extraordinary faculty who teach here. I also believe that although modern technology has added new and potent means for artists to create images, to bring life and energy to the field of animation, to allow the graphic designer to explore new concepts and ideas with grace and speed, I believe this school is not overly dazzled or seduced by the digital age. From what I have seen here, there is a profound respect for the fundamental skills of the artist/designer while embracing the potential of the digital age. So it's my guess that you, ladies and gentlemen, will continue to draw and paint in classes taught by dedicated and skillful instructors. Last word about colorblindness. I later discovered that 8% of the male population is colorblind. Some of the greatest illustrators, designers, painters, and art directors have been chromatically challenged, and it didn't slow them down a bit. By the way, colorblindness only affects males, never females. Is there a reverse sexist plot? Thank you very, very much. And the president said, now I can go home. But I think I want to stay around more.